Don't you try to tell me about love. You know nothing about love. Don't you try to tell me about trust. You the one that fucked it all up. This is the story of a girl, been through the struggles of the world. This is the story of a girl, yeah, cold world.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Lunaa Soleil, the popular loner, back with another episode of 13 Reasons Why I Decided to Let Go and Let God. This story right here, situation that ruined my whole high school career. If y'all haven't already, make sure you go check out episode 1 because it definitely has something to do with episode 2. And if you don't watch episode 1, you're gonna be confused about episode 2. So, if you haven't watched it, pause this right now, go to episode 1, and revisit episode 2. Wait, y'all, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the like button right now before I even tell the story. You guys gotta give me the motivation. Like, I'm actually out here telling that I kept in my heart for a lot of years, you know? So please give me the confidence and the motivation to keep it real with you guys so that I can help other people who are going through the same thing. Each one teach one. All right, y'all. So we're gonna take this back, and I told you in first episode that I'm always gonna come with the dates so that you guys know there ain't no cap in my mother rap. We're gonna take this back to November 2006, okay? Maybe I should have did this video first just because it took place first, but everything happens for a reason, okay? So let's get into this. Like y'all know from the first video, I was new to Don Bosco Catholic Secondary School, located in Etobicoke, Canada, all right? I had geography class, and if you guys remember from the first story, there was a group of girls that jumped me. This story is about some girl in that same group, okay? Her name is CB. She's one of the big gross sisters that decided to jump on me when I was fighting their little friend or whatever. So it was geography class. I don't even remember the teacher's name. I was gonna give you guys specifics. But it was a man. I think his name was Mr. O'Hara. Let's just say his name is Mr. O'Hara, okay? So it was Mr. O'Hara's class. We had geography. And we got partnered up with people to do a project, okay? Like I said, I was new to the school. So the teacher picked my partner for me, and it ended up being CB. Remember, all these girls and majority of the school went to school together in elementary school, okay? They all had their set friends already. I was new to the circumstances. I was new to the dynamics. I was still trying to figure out who I wanted to be and who I wanted to hang out with, and all the regular things that a grade 9s are trying to figure out at that time. So I got partnered with CB, like I said. So after class, she comes up to me and she's like, okay, so do you want to go to the library to do our project? And I'm like, what, the school library? And she's like, after school, nah, we could go to the public library. Have you ever been to Albion Mall? And I'm like, nah, I ain't never been to Albion Mall. I'm new to this area. Like, I don't know nobody. I don't know nothing around here. She's like, okay, after school, we'll take the bus to Albion Mall. And then, yeah, we'll do the project and then we'll present it tomorrow. So I let my mom Dukes know, like, after school, I'm gonna have to go to the library to work on a project. I have a partner and we're supposed to go work on this project and it's due tomorrow, whatever the case may be. So my mom gives me the A.K.A. After school now, I meet her in the front of the school and she's like, okay, we gotta take the 37 Islington bus, but do you mind if I stop to see my boyfriend? And I'm like, okay, no problem. She goes, we gotta take Islington bus to Finch, and then we gotta take the 36 Finch bus to the library. But my boyfriend lives at a building called Roundtree that's at Islington and Finch, so we'll just take a transfer, get off, I'll spend a little bit, like 20 minutes with him, and then we'll go do the project or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Being the innocent, naive person that I am, I'm like, fine, sounds like a plan. 20 minutes is not gonna hurt us, right? We'll get the project done. So we get on the 37 Islington bus. I guess she's texting her man. At that time, I never had a phone. I was still like a junior. Like, I was a real grade 9. Like, I barely had a phone. I actually had a phone. I actually got a phone in grade 10 when I started working. But yeah, that's besides the point. We'll get to that. So we pull up to this building, Roundtree Manor. And I guess we're going to go meet her boyfriend or whatever. His name is JB, okay? We're just going to call him JB. So we go to meet her boyfriend or whatever the case may be. The JB guy comes downstairs, I guess, to meet her. So I'm just there off to the side, a little bit awkward. They're there flirting and do whatever the couples do in grade 9. And then he asked me my name. I'm like, Dora. And he's like, okay, I'm JB. And I'm like, okay, bless. So all of a sudden, JB's like, come, let's go check PB. A next nigga named PB, okay? And she's like to me, we're just gonna go see his friend and then we're gonna cut. And I'm like, okay, blessed. Again, being naive, innocent, I didn't know what this girl had planned for me. I don't even know if she planned this for me. Anyways, let's get to the story. So we go to like one of these outdoor parking garage thingies. It's kind of like a staircase, but when you go down the staircase, it goes into a parking garage. So me, JB, and CB are standing outside this parking garage, and I guess the PB guy is inside the parking garage thingy, the staircase thingy, right? So she looks at me now, CB, she looks at me and she's like, oh, my friend wants to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. I don't know what want to talk to you means. Like, you know, I'm thinking he wants to speak to me or whatever. So I go into the little staircase thingy or whatever. Again, being naive. And then he's like, yo, you're cute and all. You have a number? And I'm like, yeah, house phone. I don't got a cell phone. And he's like, I could get your number. And I'm like, my mom don't really like me to give up my house number like that type shit, you know, because my mom was very strict. So anyways, now I'm like there and he's like, I swear to God, we were literally like in there for like maybe 3 minutes and he's asking me questions like, oh, so what school did you come from? Where are you from? All that shit that you ask people when you want to get to know them or whatever. After that, I'm a little bit uncomfortable because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing in this staircase with this man? Grown man at that, because this guy, he didn't even go to our school. I think he was a graduate already. I'm not too sure, but I know that he didn't go to our school and he was older than us. Maybe by 3-4 years. So I come out of the staircase thingy, he comes out, and then CB's like, all right, you ready to go do our project? And I'm like, okay, let's go. So we go catch the bus. She must have said bye to her boyfriend. We go catch the bus. The 36 bus now to go to Albion Mall. We go do the project. After the project, we go home, by our separate ways. Bye-bye, girl. See you tomorrow. All that good shit, right? The next day when I go to school now, I see people giving me dirty looks. I see people grouping up in groups, talking. Weird energy. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are people moving like this with me? Do I got something on my face? Like, what's going on? Like, what is it? See, and that's the thing about Bosco. Like, people did a lot of this in groups and then they're like playing heads and tails to see who's gonna approach who and who's gonna be real with who. Like, it was weird shit. Like, it was a lot of throwing rocks, hiding hands type shit. So I went to drama class, right? And I had drama class in the auditorium that day. And then G Miller, he comes up to me and he's like, yo, it's crazy how your best friend and your friend that you know from so long ago is my cousin. So like, I feel like we could be real with each other. So like, I'm thinking like, what is he trying to get at? And I'm like, okay, like I'm all ears. And he's like, did you PB? And I'm like, who the hell's PB? Because at the time I didn't really remember this guy's name. Like, he was irrelevant. You're a big man for me. I'm in grade 9. He's like, that guy from Roundtree. Like, did you get him? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, there's a rumor going around the school, like, that to this guy in a staircase at Roundtree. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, that's why everybody's looking at me like that. They're in groups talking about me. So my stomach felt instantly sick. Because, like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, did that girl make up that rumor about me? Like, did she put me in that circumstance so that she could make it look like I did something I didn't do so that she could create a rumor about me? Or was it the guy that said that shit about me to try to get stripes off my name or to try to humiliate me? Like, my mind was working. My heart was broken. My stomach was sick. My mind was working. So I then look at G Miller now and I'm like, yo, I never did that shit. And I think I was crying and he's like, yo, I believe you. I believe you. Because it's like a couple weeks before that, I was confiding into G Miller about some real ass shit. He knew that I didn't have no reason to lie. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no reason to lie. Like, I kept it 100 with him from the jump, and because my people them could vouch for me, like he knew that I was a sincere person. Like I didn't need to lie. You know what I'm saying? It's like he could just see it on me, like they made this shit up about me. So he's like, don't worry about it. They're probably just trying to like pick on you because you're new. It will be swept under the rug. It ain't nothing. Like eventually they'll be onto something new. But it was breaking my spirit, you know. But I was like, what can I do? There's nothing I could do. Like, it is what it is. All I can do is pray that God reveals that I ain't no liar. You know what I'm saying? Did it ever get revealed that I ain't no liar? Nah. I was timid as fuck. Couldn't speak up for myself back then. So I kind of just let them talk, you know? Like, even after I left that class, I came out the auditorium and people were yelling, brainer, brainer. A brainer, you know that, like, a brainer is somebody that gives people head, like a bobblehead. Like, they were saying that every time I walk down the hallways, telling people don't drink from me, telling people don't talk to me. It was literally me versus the masses. And it's crazy because, like, now that I'm looking back, it was like a group collective. I feel like it was all part of the plan. Like, this girl wanted me to follow her to Roundtree so that they could create this rumor about me, because guess who was the one that was spreading it? This girl. Any chance that she could get, she was saying it. She was spreading it. And it's because it's like she knew I was timid, so I wasn't going to really talk up for myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, then, remember the first video? They came and rushed me after that. It's like they wanted every reason not to get along with me, or not for people not to like me. You think the story is done? The story ain't done, okay? Fast forward now. Sorry, my hair's a mess. Fast forward now to 2 weeks later. So it's the end of the day and I'm going to my locker on the 3rd floor. And it's like, I don't know if I had detention. Yeah, I had detention. So I had to stay after school and nobody was in the hallways as I'm leaving the school, right? So as I'm closing my locker up, I see 2 figures at the end of the hallway, like 2 dark figures at the end of the hallway. And it's, reason why I'm saying dark figures is because back then I had bad eyesight and I didn't have no glasses. So everything looked like a dot to me, a dark dot, okay? So anyways, as I get closer and closer, I see the PB guy, the big man that lied on me. But he's in a Bosco uniform, but he don't go here. So I guess he borrowed somebody's Bosco uniform so he could act like he goes to my school, so he could walk around and come to my school as he feels, you know, in the uniform, and nobody would look at him. It would go undetected. And he's standing there with the next guy. I'm not even going to give you guys his initials because this person actually did apologize to me years later. We had a heart-to-heart, and this person, yeah, they apologized to me. And my goal here is not to crucify those who know that they're wrong. My goal here is to spread awareness and to shame the devil. Those ones that are walking around on earth right now knowing that they did me wrong and never had the decency to even say, like, I apologize. As grown people, half of you guys got me on Facebook, never came forward and said, like, you're sorry or nothing. Those are the people I'm trying to put to shame. But anyways, PB was with this next young man. And basically, PB's like, yo, let me talk to you. I heard those words before. So I was trying to avoid him. I'm like, nah, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. So then he looks at his friend, and I'm trying to get to the double doors. We had double doors to go down the staircase, and I'm trying to get to the double doors so I could avoid these people, you know? And then he looks at his friend and he tells his friend, like, yo, go guard the doors. So then the friend goes and stands in front of the doors, and he's like, and the thing is, I want to be very clear here, because like I said, we cleared this up years later. The friend didn't know what he was going to do. Like I said, this man was a grown man, so it looked like he was puppeting people who were younger than him to do what he wanted them to do. So the friend went to go guard the doors, and then he's like, yo, give me some. And I'm like, are you dumb? So I start bawling and I start crying. I'm like, no. And I'm feeling like, yo, I'm basically being pressured now. Like, you made a rumor about me, and now you're actually trying to make your rumor reality so you could spread another rumor about me? Yo, this guy's twisted. So I'm like, no. And then he's like, you're gonna do it now or you're not leaving. So I'm there praying to God, like, yo, would this man leave me alone? Like, please leave me alone. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it. And then 2 twos, it's like, I'm crying and I'm like, yo, how am I gonna get out of this situation? Like, and I'm thinking, like, that man's gonna grate me or he's gonna do something to me. Like, I'm scared as And then I could see the next guy who's guarding the door, like, he's shocked. Like, it's like he didn't sign up for this. Like, he doesn't know what to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he was afraid of my boy or what, but like, it was just like he didn't know what to do. Then by the grace of God, a teacher was still left in the school. I don't remember his name. I think his name is Mr. Souza. If you're a Bosco representative or you went to Bosco, and you remember those two, they kind of look like they're Indian, but they are Italian. I think their name is Mr. and Mrs. D'Souza. They're brother and sister. But anyways, yeah. So the brother of that teacher duo, he comes out of the classroom and he locks the door, and then he could see that I'm in distress. So he's walking towards us, and it's like all of a sudden the guy that was standing at the door moves from the door. The grown man that should not be in our school goes and sits on the windowsill, and Mr. I think D'Souza looks at me and says, like, is everything okay? Because he could see the terror in my face. And I'm like, yeah, everything's blessed. I mean, everything's fine. And he's like, are you sure? Because you don't look okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I just want to go home. So he looks at me now and he's like, okay then, so go home. Have a good day. But it's like, he's like signaling me to leave. Like, he knows something's up and he's just trying to get me out the situation. He could see I was uncomfortable, and like, it looked like his priority at the time was just to get me out of that situation. I kind of feel like he knew what was up, but he could see I was uncomfortable, and I wasn't comfortable expressing what was going on, so he kind of just gave me that route to leave, you know? And then as I'm leaving the staircase now, going down the stairs, I hear him say to the next boy, like, you don't go to our school, so how did you get our uniform? And I just remember running all the way home. Like, remember, I lived across the street from the school, so I was running and decking it all the way home. I'm like feeling traumatized, and I'm like, yo, I just gotta go home, bro. Like, I just wanted to go home. And it's like, when I got home, like, I didn't even tell my dukes what was up, because my dukes never about me. Never cared about me, period. Like, and I just didn't have that room to speak about anything, you know? If I told my dukes at that time that what happened to me, she would have found some way to blame me, and I just wasn't into that. Oh yeah, I kind of just wanted to tell this story to give the motivation to any young girls that have ever been put in a situation where they felt pressured to do sexual acts or anything of the sort. Like, don't keep quiet. Speak out against people like that, because it's like, if they try to do that shit to you, and they may not get through, but they'll try it with another person. Like, that's some characteristics that don't die. A couple of years later, let's say 2012, I ended up bumping into CB while I was at the hair store by Ray Lawson in Mississauga. Is it Mississauga or Brampton? Wherever that is in Peel. I think it's a BSW or some type of hair store. But I ended up bumping into her, and this girl didn't even say sorry, apologize, or anything. She came up to me and she goes, do you still hate me? And I remember looking at her saying, nah, I don't hate you. Still, I was still timid. I still never became the person who I am right now. So now that I'm the person that I am right now, CB, because I know you're going to see this. This shit's about to go viral, and I know that. CB, when you see this, no, I don't forgive you. But yeah, 13 reasons why, and that's only 2 of them.